Hello guys! Here we go again. Magluluto na naman daw ang ating chef. Hindi po siya totoong chef. Chef-chefan lang po siya. Gusto niya lang talaga yung magluluto siya. Ayan. What are you going to cook today?
Kra Pao. That's not swearing.
This is onion.
Thai
Look.
pork with
Yeah.
basil.
What?
Thai pork with basil. Ingredients are 6 to 7 cloves of garlic. I'm using 5 because these are huge. 2 tiny shallots. We're going to have.
So
The ingredients for this are really simple. About 2 tiny shallots, 6-7 cloves of garlic, maybe I'm using 5 large ones. The pepper there, the red pepper, is optional. You could use a red or green pepper, but as I happened to see one this afternoon, I rather fancied it with this. Basil, as you can see, a large sort of handful of basil, and then this is all going to go with ground pork.
ayan, may ground pork.
It's happily sitting there. And then the
Basil sa garden lang namin to, guys.
sauce is made with.
Yung bango niya.
Sauce is soy sauce. Actually, I don't have light and dark, so I'm just going to use ordinary soy sauce. Oyster sauce, pastis. That's pretty much it. Oh, and a little sugar to go into there, because some people here need to be kept sweet.
Oyster terrific.
That's it. Plus oil to cook. Oh, and depending on how I feel, the dish, it's optional to top this with a fried egg. Serve it with rice. So when we get to the end, I'll decide whether or not to fry an egg. Lots of garlic here to keep away vampires or whatever else you don't want. And as normal, the longest part is peeling the garlic and chopping it. How annoying. Or I mean, as the case may be. So,
Oops.
there we go.
Tangkad niya kasi, guys.
Chilies, 3, very small red. I won't be deseeding these because they're so small. I hardly think these are so small. I don't even know we're going to kiss this. There is some chili in the garden. Now this garlic is only sliced, but as these are really big pieces, I'm going to chop them before slicing them. Okay, as you can see, this is a big chunk of garlic. I like garlic, but I'm just making the pieces a bit
Hindi ko pa nahanap yung
smaller.
mga apron. Kasi yung mga apron dito, di ko na makita.
No need for an
Wala
apron.
siyang apron.
You need to well, actually, the strange thing about this is despite the immense amount of garlic that goes into this, somehow the taste doesn't come really through until the next morning. Then you really notice it. If you were not liquor banned, this would be best served with a really light, low alcohol beer, nothing heavy, because this is obviously a dish for hot climates and you want plenty of liquids to drink there. I can mix this lot together because it's going to be cooked at the same time.
Cooking with yourself.
Oh! It's hot today because of the fact that we had rain this morning, quite heavy rain actually, and then this afternoon the sun is out and it is steaming. Okay, I knew that was going to happen. It's only supposed to be sliced. So, there's my onion. Quite small, I like it like that. Pepper. This pepper will be deseeded. For those of you who don't know how to deseed a pepper, just cut straight round it like that. Break a piece off and the seeds come out really easily. You should probably wash it, but hey, I've washed the outside, I don't need to wash the inside. The nice thing about this dish is it actually smells good even before you started cooking. So let's have this other little bit out. This has got a little vein inside, so we can take that out. Better to just scrape the seeds out.
Okay, I'll come back later. You're ready to cook.
I'm going to chop this into fairly large strips. As I say, this smells great even before you cook it. That's how food should be. Actually, you cut it the easy way. That's my first lot. Chilies. We have our own chilies growing in the garden now, that's great. These are not from our garden. I don't think, well, no they're not. These will not be deseeded. Personally, I think that's not enough. I'm in the mood for something hot. So let's go for this one as well. These are really tiny chilies. But the small ones are often a bit hotter than the big bears. Slice this. Oops. Why are you still making
Why? Oh.
Right.
I'm gonna turn up. Oh, you want to say something?
No, while you're here I might as well do the sauce as well. So actually, this should be put in. You really put this in. You put this lot in individually, but I'm not into that. I'd rather mix my solution up before. So this is about, I'm going to say that's about a tablespoon of oyster sauce. It's probably a reasonably generous amount. About a tablespoon of pastis. Something is making my eyes water here. Quite badly actually. About maybe 2 tablespoons of soy sauce.
Tansyahan na lang.
Okay. And then to this we add...
Add more.
Steady hand. I could be a bartender. Wait. Not too much. Normally if you're cooking you just throw these ingredients in, but I prefer to have it prepared because it means I don't have to run around and do it later.
Brown sugar.
Yeah, I like better than white because it's not so refined. It sounds like the apprentice chef's on his way.
Hey. I'm here, Alden! What's that?
You can work to Daddy iPad.
Okay. What?
What
You
is
must
Daddy
be
doing at the kitchen?
cooking again. It's cooking. Don't both.
Daddy, are you
I'm cooking again. It's so much fun. Does it
You
smell
want
good?
a delicious breakfast?
I love delicious breakfast. This is
But I'm going to just some orange eggs for Thea and for...
You had orange eggs this morning.
Hey, Daddy, why are you cooking again?
I love to cook. I'm
What
such a
is
good
that?
cook. This is basil. Okay, it's
Pick
your
it
one.
up. Pick it up.
I'm gonna pick it up. I'm just washing it. You smell it.
Ow.
Smell. No. You smell. I have to wash this because your mother's a bit fussy about things not being
I
properly
can
washed.
wash it.
You can wash it. That's right.
I can wash it.
Yeah.
The second one, this is,
There's my little chef there.
Oh, are you helping Daddy?
yes. Okay.
Wash it properly, ah. I don't like uod.
Okay. Pwede look at it all.
Alden, where did you come? Do you know where you came from?
I'm Krista.
Okay.
There we go.
Where did you come from?
Hey, Daddy, I'm serious. What is it?
Don't touch that. That's a rice.
Right, today I'm going to shred my basil. Actually, in the past I
What is
cut it, but
inside? Hey.
shredding it releases
Alden.
flavor.
Daddy, cut it.
No, this is shredding, Alden, because when you shred it, you get more flavor. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, little chef.
It's just washing something I don't like.
Does it smell nice?
Let me think.
Do you think that smells good?
Yeah?
Just like my cooking, yes? Good.
Any cooking is good.
Thank you. Is Mummy's cooking good?
No.
Can Mummy cook?
She can cook carefully.
What food would you like? What food do you want your mum to cook?
Don't play that.
She is going to cook something.
What?
She will cook a rice.
Wow. Is Mummy good at cooking rice?
Yeah?
Does she have a rice cooker?
She don't have. She can buy only rice. And she can cook a rice. What is John doing here?
Everybody likes to watch
Why
me
you-
cook.
I-play mo nga dun yung... Alden, stop playing that.
Right, we can come back in about 10 minutes. And we'll be ready to go.
Okay, after?
Come back in a few minutes so I can tidy myself up.
Okay.
Freshen up.
Alden.
This has a little thing to press, yes?
Yeah.
Right. Alan, this is medium.
Are we there, Alden?
So, we start out with medium heat.
Mommy, thing.
This dish is going to be
Yeah,
quite
Mommy.
quick to cook.
Mm. What's that?
A biscuit.
A biscuit. Walang laman yan.
Right, so here we go.
Can Mommy get that biscuit?
No, that's all.
This is Kra Pao. The pork, to be precise, it depends what you put in it. In this case, we're using ground pork. There are versions with chicken. This should be good, especially because I'm cooking it. Very quick, very easy. We will be cooking garlic, green pepper initially, red pepper, and a little of shallot. Stir fry this for 2 to 3 minutes, then we'll put the chili in, then we'll put the pork in, then we'll add our little sauce, which was soy sauce, oyster sauce, fish sauce, and a little sugar to sweeten it. So here we go. Always good to put the right thing in first. So remember, this is two very, very small shallots sliced, around about 5 cloves of garlic. I prefer more garlic than less, and a red pepper. You could use a green pepper. The pepper is really optional. We want to do this for probably 2 to 3 minutes. And as normal, I don't know why, I never seem to use enough oil. Because if you think about it,
The Mr. Short oil.
if you put in too little oil, it's going to burn. You can always drain it.
Alden, stop it.
I want to stand in the chair. I want to stand.
No, don't touch the egg. Ayan ka na naman.
Why? Why don't
That's dirty.
dirty?
Stop chicken food. There we go. As I say, I always have really
Alden,
put
what's
too little oil in,
down?
you
Happened?
find that your
Get down.
things stick to the pan
Down, get down.
and burn.
Why?
Ayan, kasi ang...
So too little oil will tend to get things
Ay,
sticking
naku
to the
naman.
pan and burning.
Doon ka na.
You could argue that there's no such thing as too much oil. There's too little oil, but not too much. I mean, I tend to be very, very, very light on the oil. Most people probably go a lot heavier than I do. You know, obviously if your pan is awash with oil, your ingredients shouldn't be burning. You're frying them in a true way. So here we go, you can see. And the thing is, it depends on what you're cooking. In some cases the oil gets absorbed, and in some cases the oil comes out. So when we cook the meat, we'll start to find the fat comes out of the meat, even in so-called low-fat meats. So then you end up with a lot more meat than you thought you had. So okay, this is probably, well, could always do a little bit more, or a little bit less. So now we're going to slip in our chili. That's 3 very small red chilies with seeds. Oh.
Yeah.
Did you not
Oh my God.
This is going to be good.
That's the small chili.
Yeah. Well, we got more in the garden that are even smaller. It's a good job no one gave me one. Now you can see
Alden, up.
this is just starting to, I would just,
Kasi lapit ka na lapit. Doon ka na nga.
this is just starting to catch in the pan. So in goes the pork.
Ano ba yan? Alden.
That was too fast.
Oh, this is going to be great.
Ano ba?
What did you just say?
Don't you like the smell? Oh, this is going to be fantastic.
Don't do that, you far. Stop cooking that.
Oh, it's great.
Did you do
Whoa, to all you chili lovers, here it comes.
that? Daddy, it's you stop.
Pasok na sa lalamunan ko
Daddy,
yung
you
chili.
don't stop that.
I love it. It's going to be great,
Ba
Alden.
yan?
Daddy, it's going to boom when you cook.
Oh, my cooking never booms.
You,
The only thing this is going to do is give you a bit of a boom
Daddy,
next
when
morning.
you're just cooking, Daddy,
Yeah.
it's going to just boom.
Tomorrow morning this will go boom.
Okay, you can cook then and it can boom.
Tomorrow morning you'll find the results.
Ba yan?
Daddy, this is you order.
Oh, this is good. I can tell. Look, opening the window. Good to see the windows being opened now. Someone coughing in the background by the open window.
Ayan.
Oh,
Daddy, don't make it boomer.
Alden,
Don't make it
bumaba ka dyan.
boom. Don't make it boomer, Daddy.
I won't. We're gonna.
Don't make it boomer.
I need to get my
Don't
pork.
make it boomer.
They should probably have the heat actually a little bit more.
Alden, stop it.
I should have mentioned when you start out cooking you do it on medium. You're really supposed to turn this up to high to cook the meat, but I'm always afraid I'm going to burn it, so I'm going to cook it a little bit lighter though.
Alden, stop it.
So, I think 2 to 3 minutes is enough for the meat, but
Stop playing the lights, Alden, ah.
Why?
probably 5
Kuya,
if you want to.
ba't
I would suggest 2 to 3 minutes is enough for the... No.
Alden, malaglag tayo. Ano ba si Peton?
If you're
No.
if you're genuinely cooking, if your meat was on a high heat, so when you cook the initial things before the meat comes in, you're on a medium heat. When you come to the meat, you're really supposed to go to a high heat. But I'm always concerned that the heat is going to be a little bit high and I'm going to end up with something burnt, although with this you shouldn't. So that's about, let's say half a kilo or a pound of pork. So now you can tell we're getting a good sizzle here. You can tell that the things that were sticking are kind of unstuck. And this is, so now I'm fairly confident that my meat's okay. So now for the next special ingredient to keep your topping. Okay, this is the soy sauce, oyster sauce, fish sauce, and sugar we're adding now. And to those people who enjoy Thai food, you can tell already from the smell when you add in that sauce. It's really probably, I think it's the fish sauce. It gives it that particular, let's say, smell. So what I'm going to do is cook this for another minute or two. Just about until I get the liquid off this. Remember when you turn the heat off, if you've got a thick pan like this, it's going to continue to cook anyway. Fantastic. You can see it. Well, the other thing is you're always going to get a little bit of oil in the bottom of this, so that's just nice. Sizzling away nicely. I'm going to turn the heat off now. I'm going to put my basil in, like this. And really, with the heat off, for probably 30 seconds or so, we cook this in. I'd probably cook it in for a minute actually, because you want the basil to be what they call wilted. So I'm going to put my heat back onto low. Whoops. And as normal, the chef has a problem with his temperature settings, so let's put this back to medium. Sorry, this is down to very low heat now. Just for that last minute, when I get the basil into the dish. Now, you can see they describe the basil as wilting. If you continue to cook it, obviously, the basil is going to end up kind of not, I'd say non-existent. It will wilt to a point where you've just got a tiny bit of green in there. So you want it to have a little bit more still in it. Now I think it's probably looking good. What I'm going to do now though is do two things. We're going to try and serve this up into this dish without losing too much of it along the way. And then for the final touch, I am going to go and show that whatever I can cook, I can't cook eggs. I freely admit that. Cooking eggs is not something that I was born to do. So let me turn my heat back to low medium. There's this. That is pretty much perfect, which is is what you'd expect. And now I will demonstrate how not to boil an egg. It's because I'm going to fry it. First of all, how not to crack an egg. Okay. I never understand why my eggs break. Maybe they're just too fresh. So remember my last cooking tips about eggs? Sprinkle them with a bit of water. Supposed to help stop the edges of the egg burning. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to stop it sticking to the pan. Such is life. There are more important things, I'm sure, than worrying about having eggs that aren't perfectly cooked. Here we are. Always remember, without burning your fingers, try to wipe up, even when things are still cooking away there. See, I'm just going to get my egg cooked on top. A little bit more just water there to help steam it. And as I will always say, for someone who doesn't like washing up, this is it. We've already washed up our plates, spoon, cup we had the soy sauce and the other things in. And put the oil away. It's doing. Most people here tend to have their eggs, I think the expression I would use is runny. So runny, in fact, that they're on the verge of running away. But that's also a reflection of the fact they're fresh. So here we are. I'm going to keep this fairly simple. I don't mind my egg being a little bit runny on top. No comments about having to clean the frying pan clean. I missed a bit of the white, but hey, such is life. I'm only trying to get the white out because we don't like to waste any food. Okay. Garnish with a basil leaf, the right way round, of course. And there you have it, Kra Pao. Now I need someone to taste it. I advise having a large glass of water ready. That is about as good as it gets, subject to taste, of course.
Yeah.
Really.
Okay, wait. Go.
Yeah. Whoa. And that's it. You can see everything is already washed up here. You want some rice with that? Can you get you a small plate of rice? Oh, small plate. Don't drop this because it's going to be... Or I could use this. I just rinsed that. I just rinsed it. Mm. Put some rice on one of these things.
Bawal po ka ng pork, chicken, or
Malalang sa'yo.
Malalang sa'yo. Okay.
So,
That
Kra Pao.
Ay, may egg pala. Wala.
As I say, you can. This is just the ground pork version. You could do it with the. You can do it with chicken. You can do
Again, that's yummy. This is my favorite. What is this?
it with Kra Pao, which is actually Thai pork with basil.
Thai pork
You
with
can
basil.
try that. That's for you. I've deliberately made sure that the chili seeds are in that one.
Oh, really? Are you trying to be sweet?
Do I need to try?
You need to.
The large red bits are the red green pepper, remember?
Mm. As usual,
Not hot enough. I'm sorry about that.
gusto ko talaga to. Nung pumunta kami sa Thailand,
Oh, sorry,
may
that's
nadaanan
not my
kami,
finger.
nag-order kami. Ganito. Ang sarap. Nagustuhan ko din siya. Kasi ayan, niluluto niya na rin dito.
Despite the coughing, the chili so far is not hot. But you tend
Mas
to find
maanghang yung
it
nandun sa
builds-
Thailand. Grabe yun. Sobrang anghang.
And the eagle eye will have noticed there's no salt added to this. But that's because there's 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, good tablespoonful of fish sauce, and about a tablespoon of oyster sauce, so there's plenty of salt already in there.
Tapon.
Apologies, her fingers she finds easy to eat with. Well, actually it's not. It's not. This is for someone who likes food that's not spicy but likes spice. This is about right. It's barely hot. It's hot but barely hot. Wow. The taste that comes through are the basil. You can't skimp on the basil because it's critical. For those of us, this basil is from the garden. There are 2 types of basil. This is Thai basil or holy basil, and it has a kind of an aniseed or licorice flavour, as opposed to the sweet basil that you would have in, for example, Italian foods, which is truly sweet, whereas this is, as I say, more like licorice aniseed, and that really gives it the taste. Yeah, and the amazing thing again is, you probably wouldn't, if someone served you this dish, you wouldn't know there was garlic in it if you were tasting it. You would never know there was garlic in it. But you will in the morning when you have that sort of fuzzy, furry feeling in your mouth. Wow. Very easy to cook, very fast to cook, very clean.
Yes? Nalaglag pa rin. Making a mess.
If you put the plate under your mouth, that's what the plate's partly for.
Kasi you choose the small plate. I usually always choose the big.
I didn't want you to eat too much. It is one of those dishes which, unfortunately, if you're a big meat eater, this is a dish, half a kilo of meat or thereabouts. If you're a big meat eater, this is a dish for 1. Probably best served with some fresh fruit, and I'm pleased to say there is a watermelon in the fridge. Do you want me to prepare that for you as well?
Which one?
The watermelon.
Where is it?
In the fridge.
Later.
See, they say, excuse me, they say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Yes. That's why I do the cooking. And she does the tasting. There are other people might like to eat that. You want more rice?
No.
Of course, you're full.
Thank you. I'm already.
But absolutely not
Kumain
spicy.
kasi ako ng Spanish bread.
Ah.
Maring Jess.
Absolutely,
Sarap.
absolutely not spicy at all. This is not spicy. Well, it is. You can just taste the chili in it, but you could double the heat on this. If I'd had 3 big chilies, you'd have known. Well, apologies for sweating, but that's what the chili is supposed to do. And as I said, after the rain this morning and the sun this afternoon. Wow. The problem. The problem with this dish is there's no skimping on the meat. Therefore, if you like the meat, you like the taste, you're going to go through a lot of meat in this.
Okay, we're done. It's yummy. I can eat it later again.
Well, I doubt it. It won't last that long. See? Quick, simple, and depending on the amount of oil, relatively healthy.
So, mahilig lang po siyang magluto. Hindi po talaga siya chef. Chef-chefan lang po siya. Is that right?
Yeah, I am the... Well, I'm the chef.
Pero lagi niya lang ako pinagluluto ng pagkain kahit noon.
What would you call me? I'm not even sure I'm the part-time chef. The guest chef is the best.
Kasi ako hindi ako marunong magluto.
I'm not the regular chef.
Kasi other people ask me if you are a chef. So
Well,
I said
I'm
no,
not
it's a chef.
I'm not formally qualified as a chef, but I can cook. Each into their own. Cook what you can, cook what you enjoy. Try copying something if you like the idea of it. If it works, great. If it doesn't, go on to something else.
Okay, bye-bye. That's all for today.
Hello, do you want some spicy
Okay,
food?
what is spicy food?
Eh?
What? Why did you make?
Yummy food.
Indeed.
Do you want to try a little bit?
What?
Wait, let me try. Okay.
Oh, I don't do that. That's fine.
Is it nice?
Put it here. You like it?
No.
No. Hindi nakapasa sa bata.
He's only saying
Hello,
that, so
Taya.
it's nice.
Kain ka, Taya. The spicy one. Di ba mahilig yan sa spicy si Taya eh?
I go too much.
Ha?
I want to
Sit
sit.
here.
I want to sit next to Daddy. That Daddy
okay.
wants more.
You want to eat?
Okay.
I think Joanne wants
Eh,
some.
Then
You want to eat properly. You want the egg. Or you want this?
I'm not allowed to eat egg.
Not. Put it here.
Dad.
Yeah.
No,
there.
Daddy. It's there.
Right, if you're going to play, you have to eat.
Yes?
Daddy.
Nangana.
Daddy need to eat more
No,
than.
I've eaten enough. I'm already full, but somebody else might need to eat. Somebody else needs to
Okay,
eat.
I'll give mommy up some.
Mommy's already full, but I can eat this, then we can...
Ayan, paborito niya yan. Naubos niya kaya yung
Now
isang
we're going
ganito.
to wash up.
Let's
Now we need to
supply.
do the washing up.
Ayan o, kaya
The
niya
washing
yung lahat.
up.
Kaya niya
The washing up.
Yes.
Bye.
Time to wash up.
Hello guys, mapakita ko sa iyo kung saan kinukuha ni John yung basils. Yung basil niya dito, oh. Ayan o, ang dami naming tanim na. Ayan, tumubo. Yun talaga yung... Ayan. Kaso nung bumagyo natumba siya. Tapos ayan, tumubo na. Ayan. Ayan. Bagong tubo mga. Ayan o, nagkumalat na nga siya. Ewan ko bakit kung saan-saan na siya tumubo. Yan lang talaga yung tinanim ko dyan, oh. Kaso nung bumagyo siya, ang kapal niya, natumba siya, oh. Pero ang dami na niya kung saan-saan na siya tumubo. Ito yung chili namin. Ayan ang tangkad na ni Basil. Ito, ano kaya to? Di ko alam. Tinanim din nila yung gulay. Hello. Yan. Yan ang aming mga mga chili. Saka to. Ayan.